Hello, this is Jared playing Shapes 2. Today we're doing experiments with pins. I'm going to be smart and realize that this first shape has pins underneath it, unlike I did last time. So I'm going to need some squares. I see some red over here and some squares. Where did they go? Over here. I'll do some mining, connect that with some red, and then we'll get beginning. So I've got my square mining here. I'm going to put in my interlaced loading with trains. Flip this going in this direction. I'm going to do this a little bit differently. So what I was doing last time was connecting 4 of these. Whoa. Okay, hold on. So as I was saying, what I was doing last time is I was connecting 4 of these, knowing that I can bring in 4 on a single belt. And then try to provide that across these 4, but that seems to be too heavy focused on the first one. Well, I guess in this case it's not, unless maybe I did something like this. So I'm choosing not to do this time. Instead, hold on, didn't want to get rid of that guy there. Oh, boom, boom. Instead, I'm thinking maybe it makes more sense to do this type of thing so we can get this guy wrapped up into there. This guy sent into here. And then we'll connect the other guys. So we'll do this one like that. This guy over here. And probably what I could do, if I really wanted to, is just do a full copy of what I've got here. Take that. Rotate. Oh no, it's not a rotate. That would be a mirror. Send that in like that. Oh, not quite. Let's see. Let's just patch this up. 1. Oh! Hold on. Looking at my options, one thing that I was looking at doing is moving this thing all to the left by 1. But if I did that, well, that would solve this situation where I could get through. But I would cause the same thing to happen over here. The other thing I could do, which would work, I could push this back by 1, giving myself a little bit of room. And I thought, well, wait a minute. Why don't I just do this? Let's take this guy. Let's cut this and rotate like that. Oh, maybe. Oh, no. No, that should be fine. And that way I can get you in there. I can get you in here. I can redo you. Yeah, this should work. Put that like that. We'll send you into there. Get rid of that. Send you into here. Into there. Clean this up. There we go. Now let's throw some engines on top of this. So train, engines, shape. This is shape and liquid, right? We're wanting to paint this guy. Liquid, so that's a shape for times 8. Yeah, I think like that. That looks right. It's going to be large enough to be able to take that. That should be train that's going to load this. Okay, so we've got that. Let's go over and do our red. Placing red, we've got a nice set of mining for red over here. A little bit of an issue where I couldn't quite fit this in, but what I'm going to do should be easy enough. We'll cut this, move that up by 1, take one of these guys here, and do a copy, push that into there. Now I want to do the same thing where I do interlace load where I've got a 1-to-1 line. So I'll do one of these. So this is we're going to need a train load of liquid interlaced. Liquid, whole category for that. Oh, right, I need this done in 2 sections. Okay, so I might change this blueprint. Instead of going like this, it'll kind of more look like this. Let's have a look. I could throw that right there. That would allow me to do this. This. Careful about how I'm doing this one. Bring that together and have that go into that. Then we'll connect the rail so that that guy will feed into here. All right, so that's a little bit of the red. Here is the second set of red being loaded in, and that is going to be in the back of the train. So now I will connect these 2 together. Oh, how did that get there? Send this guy over in here, and let's do a painting platform. Under paint, it's going to be a times 8. Send the train into here. And maybe the same concept. Won't do that. So this is going to be where we need to do some pinning. I need to think about this because eventually I need to give a little bit of room. And starting to load stuff into here. I decided I'm just going to directly do some pinning. Now I want to take this. This is essentially our result, at least I'm pretty sure. Yeah, it looks like it is. I might actually need a general design because what I want to do is take a train and load this into a train with 8 shapes, not combined like I did last time. So what I'm thinking of doing is kind of getting a blueprint to kind of collect these together. So I guess it's a compression. So we'll make this kind of like that. This guy like that. Not quite. And if this works out, we'll make this a blueprint. Maybe 8 compression or something like that. So I just cleaned my plan up here just a little bit. Before I go, let's put this probably under belt. Anything that is just to do with belt manipulation, I'm thinking putting here. I'll call that compress times 8, taking 8 belts, compressing them together. So let's do a load of shapes now. Oh, okay, I need to update this maybe such that it doesn't have that little end on it anymore. Oh. Whoa. Whoa, what was that? Okay, let's try this again. Cut that, push this into here. Now we need an engine for just basic shapes times 8. We'll direct that towards the vortex, and maybe that will be step 1 done. Let's just make sure we don't go over that. And I already have this set up. It's kind of backwards, but that's fine. We can just throw that in there. We have our goal complete. So let's unlock this. Next one is to do some diagonals. So let's maybe take this out. Got that saved as a blueprint. Let's go over to a diagonal. Set in platforms like that. I don't think it's going to matter, but let's put in trash just in case for over here. Here, 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 and here. And we'll take this, cut that, push that in like that. And we will connect this guy. And maybe that's all we need to do for this next part. Hold on. Yep, that's looking like the right thing. Our next goal done. Okay, so we want to do the same thing but put circles next to this. What I've done is I've gone over here, mined some circles, did a diagonal cut, then I did rotations such that it's going to line up the right way. Now we'll go from, this might be a little bit of a longer journey, so I might throw 2 additional trains for this track. Like, oh, it's a bit weird. Actually, they'll still be fine. Do that. And then send this track on its way over here. Just go around this liquid. Let's get rid of those trains. What I'm thinking here is I'll do a diagonal. We'll throw half of it in as trash. Every other one, so that we effectively make interlaced. So that's going to be a platform trash. Maybe like here, 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 here. And have these go up. Oh, no. Oh. How do I do this? Can you specify that I don't want to connect to something as you go by it? What if I were to add this after the... Okay, maybe what I need to do then is connect these in first, then throw our trash in. Okay, like the fact that I can go over the belts. can then potentially push this in. Then we want to do a train interlaced load of shapes. We'll put this one at the back. Was it gonna? No, it won't matter. And I'm assuming that I'm loading this train at the front. I am, because that's in the front. So we'll get this combined with this guy here. Then we will do some stacking. I do not like that part. Then we will want to do, so this is where we'll use the new belt compress times 8. And then we'll do a train load times 8. Oh, that didn't get updated. Just a sec. Finding updating blueprints a little annoying now that my list is growing. When I hit save as, I have to go down here and find it. I found what I thought was another way. So this, effectively, this is our loading of 8 shapes. I don't understand shape 8. If I click on this guy, no, hold on. Maybe it's not a click. Right click. And then I do a replace. My understanding is I've replaced that with, hold on. If I've got to select something, then I've got to copy something. Watch it works this time. And I hit replace. Okay, so I think that I've replaced that thing. Let's go trying it. No, there it is with the extra belts at the start. So I have to do this the way where I have to scroll down, and this is a train, so we have to scroll. This is a load of shapes times 8. Gotta make sure it's that. Now, shapes times 8. Yeah, that's a little sad because I would love to be able to find it here. Already have selected something to copy and say replace that. Anyway, let's see. Let's go to engine shape times 8. Set that right there. Put that there. And I think, let's zoom in. Does this look like it's the right thing? It is. Awesome. Why? Whoa. Sometimes we get the wrong thing. Maybe that's just because we had, I didn't clear out everything and all the belts when I had it rotated the wrong way. Anyways, let's just get that going and see what happens. Next goal done. I'm already didn't get very far. Didn't take long, but hold on. Let's go back quickly. Just want to see if that old shape. Yeah, that was just some old stuff. That looks like it's healthy. So loading in more squares, and I thought to myself, I'll do a diagonal here, and I realized, oh, we're gonna need to do some painting later on. So maybe I won't do it that way. Let's, so ultimately, once I do some painting, that's going to give me a few belts. But let's take this a little bit further away, just give ourselves a little bit of room. So here's my thinking eventually. I don't know if I'm just planning too far ahead, but we'll get to collect some blue. Not right now, but on the next step. That's going to do some painting in here. Then we're going to do some diagonal cuts. So do I want interlaced? Let's not do that. Let's just do the regular diagonal platform. Put that there, and there. It's doubling up. Then we'll want to do an interlaced load. So we'll use our new belt. Oh no. It's the opposite of this. Maybe I will do this and just reverse these directions, make a blueprint, come up with a, oh, it's not working so well. But I'll come up with a name of anytime I have something that's compressed and I want to interlace it. Kind of like this. changing the directions of these ends up being a little more annoying than I thought it was. So I'm just going to do this like this. Oh, I see. We're going to have to do interlace. So we'll kind of have to have this kind of pattern. Maybe this, maybe it's better just to keep this. So I've created what is called a spread. In fact, actually, we should test this out. Let's go to belt spread times 8. Anytime I want to take things that are connected together and have an interlaced load, I'll do this. So now we'll do a train load. We'll do a shape interlace. This one is at the bottom. Shape interlace. I don't know why I called that one back. Hold on. Just fix this. Bottom. Space. Oops. Space there. Save that. Take that. So effectively, I want that to go there. Now this is going to be a train that's going to take these objects. Now right now, I've got this set for painting. I want to kind of ignore that. Just let the shapes go in as they are. I think the next time if I just do the painting right here, it would be the second result, what we're looking for, I think. So we're getting diagonal. I guess the question is, are these going to be oriented the right way? I don't know. Hold on. Let's go look north. No, I would say not. Which means we need to do a shoot. Okay. Let's just cut everything, push it all back by 1. We'll want to do a rotation. So turn clockwise straight. So that should set this up so that I would be able to paste this onto this object. We're going to need a train engine times 16. Put that in like that. Connect into that line. Then, if we take this, we're essentially wanting to, now I can get rid of this. This is already set for interlaced load, which is nice. So this one has to be at the bottom. So the train load shape interlace at the top. I think I did the other one wrong, actually. So this will connect this, and I'll double check what I had done. So this is going to be loading at the bottom because this is the shape that's put at the bottom. One over here. Yeah, that's wrong. It's wrong. Let's get rid of these trains. Does that clear the trains out? Because all those trains have the wrong object. Okay, good. So yeah, this was meant to be loaded at the front or the top. I don't know whether to go front, top, bottom. But anyway, let's go top and bottom. Let's put this in the train engine shape 16, sitting there. So that should load these guys at the top of the train. Which yeah, stacking. I think top makes this sense because when we do the stacking, this is the thing that's put on the top. When we do the stacking here, this is the thing that's going to be thrown on the bottom. So we already have these lined up ready to go. I think all we need is the stacking. So let's go stack by 8. Push that in like that. Okay, this is where I'll have to update some of my blueprints. We will want to do the belt combine or compress. Then we'll want to do a load, train load times 8. Don't know why I flipped that around. An engine times 8. Send that over here, and I think we are good to go. Let's just do a check. So these shapes are going to be dropped off here with our squares. The squares need to be such that they're on top of the gray circles. which looks like they are. If we get a green, okay, we don't have green here though. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. That does not look right. What have I done? What have I done? Hold on. So this is, in fact, the shape at the bottom. Oh. Oh. What? Okay, this is just simply the gray diagonal. It just needs to have pins on it. Okay, did not notice that. Did not notice that. Ah, those pins. I don't know what I think about those pins. They're so hard to see. Okay, so after we also have this looks wrong. I think I just threw one too many there. If I just threw a pinning in here, I think that would be what we're looking for. So let's just move this whole thing up. Cut that like that. Let's do a bunch of pinning. So platform pin push going up across like that. Oh yeah, I see how one gets thrown at the end without me noticing. Will this work? Effectively, I think is pretty sure they wouldn't made it like that, that complicated. It's just hard to see whether there's a pin there. I'm finding. So we'll let that load into here, send that over, and we'll see how this goes. Let me just, before I get too far, anything that might be here. Oh, didn't mean to do that. Just meant to select and clear. Now everything is being dropped off here. Let's check. It's not indicating. I don't know whether the stacking. Oh, you've got some green over here. That's a good sign. Oh, it was green. Yeah. I don't know why the top layer is not. Maybe we just. I guess the stacking can't tell you what it has until I guess it has what it's going to stack. Kind of makes sense, I guess. All right. Well, let that load. I know we're going to need some blue for this next step, so I'll do a little bit of mining in the meantime over here. So I've set up this mining. Let's put in a train load of liquid. This is going to, we're just going to have one set. And I will push one of these. Oh, that might not be so great there. In fact, you know what? Let's actually line this up such that it'll go right into this line, because that's ultimately where it's going to be going. Send you in here. Send you down in there. Send this into here. This will be sent in there. So I think all I need to do is redirect this train to go in here. Throw my painting back, and we should have it. I don't see anything being checked off. That's, oh, hold on. Spoke too soon. So we're getting you dropped off. Is there any mix? Just curious if we've got a full flow of things. Looks like it's pretty consistent. Actually, at some point, I might even be able to do this a bit early. I don't always do this. But if you kind of make a change lower end and you think you're going to, yeah, I think we're actually at that point where I can say, hey, you know what, even though we haven't cut our goal, I'm going to go ahead and change things. Change this. We'll do our painting. Hopefully I don't regret this. Paint. Put that in like that. So what we should be getting some blue in here. At this little end, I don't think that matters, but I'll just do that in case. There is our next one. Okay, so I think as long as we can get some blue in here, we'll turn these blue. Might as well clear that whole stuff. This is going to wait, so we won't let these shapes go through until it's actually blue, because it's going to be held up here. I don't see any blue yet. What's going on? Something's wrong. Something's wrong. It's probably the engine. We don't have a mix. Yeah, we got the wrong set engines, don't we? Take that away. Let's do a train engine, shape and liquid times 8 or times, no, it's times 4. Throw that right there. Let one of those get warmed up. Off to the races maybe now. So we're getting our squares loaded. Here we're getting our liquid loaded. Here we're having both things dropped off. We already have a bunch of squares, but we need liquid. So there's the liquid or fluid. Blue fluid for square printing. That's going to be blue squares coming out. Let's see if we've got a full, do a little bit of checking. Just let this warm up. Just curious whether we get a full 100%. It looks like it. That looks good. 100%. And we're doing our diagonal cuts here. Didn't do something funny like taking the pin away this time. No. All right, well, I'm going to let that run through and we'll see what happens. Now we've got a train that has picked up this new blue diagonal cut. We're starting over here. Let's just check this out. Oh yeah, this is, so the stacker doesn't actually have to stack it in order to calculate. It just, I guess it just needs to have the belt in pushed. I was just kind of curious how that works. Anyways, this is looking green, so I think we are golden. And near the vortex, our shapes are being delivered. Let's watch the first few go in. Here we go. Aiming for 12,000. We are nearly there. Okay, we are there. Awesome. So this is experiments with pins. I've got all these research points, but there's nothing I can spend them on. But next time it looks like we'll be doing exploring the layer limit, and I'm looking forward to building this minion type shape. It looks pretty complicated, but that'll be another time. Thanks for watching, guys.